there are people. Hello, good afternoon. It's already good evening. Okay, just hold a sec. Pavi is online. Let me share first. What's the problem with the H2 conflict? May problem. Just wait. Huh? Ah, right. Okay, good to go. Yeah. Yes. Good afternoon. This evening, we will be discussing about recruitment and selection. We finished already human resource planning. Why it's very important for us to our when you talk about recruitment, what comes into your head when it comes to recruitment? Like, okay, basically, when you say recruitment in this chapter, we will be um, we will be discussing what are the internal and external factors or supply of recruitment. Okay, we will look at the labor market. When you talk about labor market, those are people who are looking for a job. Those are employees who are searching for a potential, replacement moving on. So there will be issues affecting recruitment as well in this topic. We will be discussing what are the sources of the human resource, sources in a way that where you're going to get people. If you need, like, say, engineers or laborers, what are the recruitment process? We will go back to remember chapter two, our job there's a lot of job there, okay? There's a work job and so on. We will be basing our recruitment pattern based on there to identify what are the kind of uh, applicant pool, in the applicant pool, in those people who are looking for a job. What are the kinds of applicants that we wanted to, okay, we want to hire. So that will be based from our job analysis, right? Because it's a one page details of one position. We will be talking as well job description. As we know, job description are those tasks and duties, okay, of the person who will be reporting to, okay, person specification, what are the um, qualifications, all right? And then what are the recruitment methods and the evaluate, how we will evaluate recruitment, just like how we evaluate human resource planning, how good it is. We need to make sure that the value of person or the value of the employee will be he is or she is doing. Now, when you talk about recruitment, this is the process of where where we are going to communicate on behalf of the management. Okay, we are going to communicate to the public. Okay, what are the opportunities and other information to the public or the so-called labor market? Labor market are those, segment, okay, who are looking for a job in order to attract quantity and quality, how many people we need. Okay, Ali bin Ali company is looking for, or those company who are new, who are, like getting into another industry, for example, or just, like quality potential of employees that you require in order for you guys to, fulfill your plan, human resource plan. So we will out latter sections of this chapter, we will cover as well discussing what are the job analysis, job specification, job description about dissecting, like, like say for example, you finished already your human resource plan. Okay, now this is September, right? Next year, what are we going to do when it comes to recruitment? Are we going to recruit? We do not know. Okay, for now, you you study the whole workforce in the organization if there is a need. That is why it's very important that each position should be partnered with. It's a back to back. Say, for example, you are leading the department as, say, for example, something will happen one like in a week for emergency. Nobody will stand on your behalf. So meaning to say, if you are serving with the manager, then your manager will get, like messed because nobody will be typing for him or doing his work. So it should be when you plan the whole workforce, there should be a back to back. Okay. So for example, like I remember before that, they trained me when I was new in the company. They like in previous company, they trained me to be the jack of all trades. Like if the training administrator will be going for leave, then we will substitute for 2 months. Indian will go out for 2 months, no? 2 months. When the operations administrator will be out, Mary will take care of this. So it's like that. Lucky you, you have to set that mindset that whenever one know the job. So the job the job enlargement, the job enhancement should be very applicable. It's not like, say, let's say for accounts, for example. So this is where we draw lines, okay? As to, do we really need more staff within the department? No, it's okay. I can manage, I can manage. No, but what if not? Okay, like whatever. Okay, we don't know after 2 hours, 3 hours if we are still okay. All right. So there you go. You need to plan accordingly as per, like the whole year. Now, we already should supposed to have a plan, human resource plan for the next year, a total workforce plan. Like in this department, you already, like there's a lot of things to do supposedly in human resource, but you wonder why these people are not doing anything as like they're just sitting. So whenever there is an emergency, it will be very hard. And that's the point where they will miss out getting the right person to do the job. Why? Because they need immediate, it is immediate replacement, like that. So you cannot plan thoroughly. There will be a discussion will help us understand practical process related to the internal and external recruitment, what it means, the recruitment advertisement. Now we are not really into like if sales and marketing are okay with as well. Now you will definitely spend, you know, when you really wanted to have a good caliber, qualification of employees. Say you will will collaborate with Baitcom, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is dollars, man. Like $100 per week, maybe. They charge you if you really wanted to post a formal, but now since we have all this social media, the human resource department has a lesser budget when it comes to advertisement, application handling, and in the final section, we will outline techniques to evaluate the recruitment functions of the organization. How we're gonna do that? See for yourself if this person that you hire will survive for the next probation period, 3 months, 6 months probation period. If in case you fail, that is where the amount of money will be doubled up or tripled. Why? Please bear in mind that the expense, the amount, the cost you get involved in rehiring a new one is greater than the recruitment process when you started. Because it will be double. Double. Say, for example, you are already paying 3 months for that particular person. You transfer visa, you get them from different parts of the world to come to Canada. That, oh my God, in the interview, there's a good chance, but well performance, mafi. So that's the thing. Okay. So what are the sources of human resource? Where we can get that? The labor market, okay, the labor market, the public. The labor market is the sphere in which the labor is bought and sold, and in which market concepts such as supply, demand, and price of the people with regard to human resource, say manpower services. Okay, those manpower I really need like accountants. Can you send me CVs? Okay, then they will price you. Okay, these are the fees. Okay, because you are expecting the succession, internal and external recruitment. And how are we gonna do all that? So on the other hand, even in conditions of high education training, well, it could be, say, for example, engineers, ITs, IT in a different field. So it requires expertise, ITs and engineers. You're looking for engineers, but there are different classes of engineers. Grade A, construction, they are civil engineers. No, I want grade A kind of engineer. So you have to find it out really like another maybe specialist kind of position that you need. All right. So there are target or of fierce competition among employers if in case like you are really in need of highly specialist position. Um, by giving that situation, you are forcing a reevaluation of recruitment and retention policies you know, when forecasting the supply of labor and skills available to the organization in order to meet the demands of its activities and objective, the human resource planner must take into account. Now, madam, we don't have a human resource planner position in the company. We have only like HR executive and the human resource manager. Basically, it will be the human resource manager. Okay, will do all the planning. So whenever things would say like, when are we going to do our reevaluation if we really need a recruitment? Okay, if we really need retention, uh, say plan for the whole staff. Uh, there are people as well or company policy that if you're reaching 55 years old, Kalas, you need to pray every night. Okay, if you reach that age, because any given time there's a huge potential for you to be kicked out if they are planning for like recruitment or deciding what are the retention plans based on what are the criteria. There are people who will value those 15 years in the companies because they knew already. Make sure that if you are aged 50, okay, 55, please don't be always absent. Where is he or where is she? PHCC, PHCC, I'm not sure at all. Because it will be scary, like we need to kick him out, he's always out of the office, he's always sick, and so even if you are sick, if you are age 50, wallahi, just like me, you're going for a medical check because every 3 months, if you started with BHTC, they will never stop. Every 3 months, you will be called for the NCD, okay? All general checkup, your blood test and all, which is good for me, but make sure that you will just keep. So whenever I have an appointment, I need to make sure that before that week, okay? See, that is smart. I know that next week I will be taking a short leave, meaning to say we have a short leave, which is maximum, like say, maximum 4 hours or 6 hours in a month. So you can be late if you go to any like medical or whatever personal uh, purposes. I need to make sure that if I'm going to sneak out next week, oh, I will come very early every day and then going out late in the afternoon. So, you adjust, you cover up. We have a break for 12:30 to 1:30. I will never go for a break. Because I know already that I'll be getting out. Because, sometimes those are very small kind of stuff, things in the office, but maybe your manager is looking into that, how dedicated, how loyal you are. It's very important. The current skill base, size, and structure of its existing workforce. If you know that there's a lot of projects coming in, human resource going to shoulder everything? Of course not. Oh, sir, how many projects we won next year, sir? Oh, Ashgal awarded us for 3 projects. Eh, how many document controller you have? One. Solo flight. Oh, you cannot, Project you have to have, learn, and so on. So you need to check what are the skill based, okay? Are you, hey, do you know all this, how about the size of the employee? Can you cover up? No, I think we can cover up. People or managers, I don't know really, but if they are into austerity measures, they really not opt to hire, but they will maximize, okay, the workforce, the present employee. It's okay. Whenever there is a winning project, you won a project, please give a salary increment. You see how you know you give a salary increment for those people who are staying, who are retained in the department without hiring process, because there's a lot of jobs to do. There is a potential for change in the skill base, size, and structure, and whatever this constitute, there is an internal labor market. Okay, that those are internal labor market, say within the organization. Well, that's good if you belong to a big company, or company. You have a lot of companies, and then the other companies, like they are not paying salaries anymore. Can we what do you call this one? Like them. So retaining, transfer. Okay, from different department, you will transfer to the other department because each department has its own budget. All right. So you will deploy individuals with the relevant skills, training and developing. There is one person here, but instead of hiring, because as you hire, it will spend a lot of money. It will add up to the budget. So why don't we make use of this little patu? Because anyway, he's not or she's not doing so much. Okay, add more. Okay, so job enhancement, enlargement. Okay, you train and develop someone. No need to rehire because whatever she's okay, salary increment of 500. So 3,000 now, 3,500, she will be doing or he will be doing another position. So that would be okay. It's like how they juggle money in the department. That the human resource should do. Exploiting contacts. Okay, how you will exploit contacts. There are present employees, but this one, whenever option A, B, C, D is not available, that's the term you will exploit from your internal contacts. Say, for example, you have employees, oh, do you know anybody who is looking for a job? So in your intranet, okay, you can say like that. Now, who are looking for a job? Okay, tell your families, your brothers that we're looking for this. So it's only within the organization you exploit contacts, present employees, friends, and family. Or maybe there are former external applicants who may be referred or maybe appraised for a particular vacancy. Now, in the organization, sometimes we experience up and downs, all right? Now, there are fluctuating demands of a particular skills. Say, for example, chemist. It's hard to find chemists. Say, medical. For medical, if you are into medical, it's difficult to find, like, say, pharmacies or medical coding. Okay, it may need to approach the above strategies. Okay, 1, 2, 3 ABC differently. But in order to be able to deploy labor flexibly, you need to do that. If a retail business requires extra salespeople in the pre-holiday period, for example, or factory requires trained specialists in a particular field only at certain stages of the project or in event of the projects, what you're going to do? This is only temporary project. Christmas in Carrefour and all the Monoprix and so on, this event going from October to December to January, maybe it's just a temporary season of the event. So you need to train people within the organization. You need to hire or rehire. I know it's busy. It's busy because it's holiday season. It will be very busy, but you don't have to hire for particular additional staff. So you just have to maybe get from another branch, okay? Put it here because DFC is so crowded. So we need, where's the other location? Okay, take this, like two people, two from here. So you can manage. Those are, like ways and means. So you should be able to see that this would be costly and inefficient and unlikely to enhance credibility if that is a busy scenario, okay, of the human resource planner. But in essence, there is a labor flexibility. It could be, yes, inefficient. Like you are only taking your leg. You are really like, you cannot afford to hire anymore. My God, there's a lot of sales and you cannot afford. But talking about promotion and succession, when you're going to promote, when you're going to, like we feel. Okay. Now, when you talk about promotion, but succession plan or whatever, uh, unfavorable events that will happen, that the manager will go out and you will be next in line. All right. Sad to say that most cases you are already on the go in that particular department, but when the head will go out or resign, you're expecting yourself to be next in line, correct? Because you've been there already for 5 years, you know anything and everything. But why is it that they are not putting you up instead of getting a new person? Sometimes it feels bad. So succession is the act, process, or right by which one person it will replace, succeeds to, or takes over the office, okay, or post of another person. All right. And those who are online, please carry over. Just inform me if you are, like taking that uh, PowerPoint. We are of the same page, all right? So there will be a, like if you are going to cover up or to take over that position. So in a business organization, there may be a policy. Maybe there is a policy. That is why you are not, like stepping in. It's because they need to be, you know, there's always like that. It needs to be big mudir. Like say, if the company catalyzation, for example, it should be a local person to replace that. So if you're working in an organization that has the policy, so you just put it in your mind that, okay, whoever will be the boss, you just have to pray that you are in good relationship. Because if not, well, executive secretary to the general manager, most of the GM are old already, something will happen. You will just stay there and wait until the new general manager will come. What if you don't feel like it? And in fairness as well, if there is a new general manager, they always prefer someone, right? That they like as per their taste, as per their, how get to understand each other. That is very important. And so if you're working in an organization right now that you are so close with your direct supervisor, this is always the thing. You need to be always ready whenever whatever happens. Promotion and succession policies are a vital part of the human resource plan, form of risk management associated with the internal supply of labor. Why there's a risk, form of risk? It's because, like promotion, when it comes to promotion, it's not temporary. What if you will make a, wrong move to promote someone and not qualified, or not even honest enough to do the job? Especially succession, because that's another level that is more higher. Succession is more higher. um those are part of how you will compensate good employee in the organization. Now, if the planned development of staff, not just skills training, but experience and growth in responsibility, it is very essential to make sure, okay, that the continuity of the performance of the organization is maintained. Now, particularly for management in succession planning. Why there is a need for continuity, consistency. Like imagine whoever that person that you think over from are good if you supersede the actual performance. What if there will be change that they will notice, ah, this the manager before it will be better than this man, right? We don't like he's really different. That is the scary part. So we need to make sure that whatever it takes from A to Z, functions, tasks, and activities are all managed well in a way that will leave, okay, gap in the organization structure and lead time for developing a suitable replacement. Maybe say if that is like next time, for example. Okay. So you just have to like grooming someone to be the next in line. Um, it should be like if you know that well, we don't know when they're going to die anyway, but at least you prepare that already because every year that manager is already going out for vacation, right? So for the last 3 years, if you are the human resource manager or director, and you know who are the people, who are the person to stand, on that behalf, then you will definitely know that this particular individual can stand alone. Okay, whenever this manager will evaporate. Okay, that should be done. Comprehensive promotion program. Okay, as part of the overall human resource plan will include when you're going to establish a relative significance of the job analysis, where you redefine classification, description of one particular position. Okay, line and consequences of promotion are made clear. Say, for example, you are the sales manager of a particular store, and looking into your number of years of experience and your dedication to the company, I feel like you are no longer sales manager, but you can be a store manager. Okay. So there's a lot of things when it comes to promote staff and their potential for fulfilling the requirements of more senior positions. Uh, that is why they always say, like, the way how you dress up in the office speaks boldly when it comes to promotion and success. You believe that? When we are discussing about, like, corporate dress code. Accordingly, most people, especially like when you're working in an organization, in HR, for example, if you look more respectable and more professional comparing to your human resource director, then people will look at it when they're coming to the human resource. They thought that you are the boss, okay, instead of the human resource director. And they're always saying that if you maintain that kind of posture when it comes to proper dress code and all, it will speak value as well when it comes to promotion. All right. Planning in advance for training where necessary to enhance potential and develop specific skills. Policy with regards to internal promotion or external recruitment and training. Those are the promotion program that you can choose, the refer page of the book whenever you come into that issue. Moving on. Coherent promotion policy, you can even set that up to include provisions, like, say, for example, all promotion, it will be in your human resource policy and manual, okay, as part of your requirement. All promotion, as far as possible, all things will be equal to be made from within the firm. So you go back to your human resource, Islamic human resource, okay? Could be promotion policy, merit and ability. There are even companies that you're not allowed you are not allowed to receive bonus in a particular calendar year if you will receive a warning letter. Okay? Of course. How can you receive bonus if that particular calendar year you are receiving, you know, like warning letter, but please don't make it subjective. Other people will issue even one simple quote. There is no more verbal warning. Alam will issue a warning letter. Why? Because when bonuses comes, there are a lot of people who will not receive bonus. Haram. They're just issuing warning letter not in order to get away with the bonus scheme, right? So merit and ability, it could be systematic or based on the performance appraisal as you appraise them, should be the principal basis for promotion. Vacancy should be advertised and open to all employees. That should be done. But mind you, there are companies that don't even, announce that. Only the human resource knows. No? What's so bad? If I knew that I'm supposed to apply because I hate this department where I belong, you will say like that. But most of the time, only the human. That is why if you knew someone from the human resource, then you say, please, whenever there's a vacancy, let me know. Because if you belong to a very huge company, like Group Holdings, you will never know. But it should be posted in your bulletin board, intranet, okay, in your a website, you should do that, okay? Now, the what are the another promotion policy? There should be full opportunities for employees to be promoted to the highest grades, okay? Training should be offered to encourage and develop employees' ability and ambition. Training, see, the training is always present if you want promotional policy. Scale of pay, areas of responsibility, duties, and privileges, which is part of the compensation and benefits. Okay. Now, what do you call about internal or external recruitment? Now, let's go for promotion, internal and external recruitment. Promotion is very useful from the firm's point of view as you establish a management succession. That's good. Feeling more senior positions, okay? When you do promotion, that means there will be a new hiring because you promoted someone. So, who will be stepping again, okay? So that is why there is a lot. So if there is a lot of promotion in the company, that means, oh, we are open for recruiting. Okay. Experience loyal. So it's also one of the main forms of reward the organization can offer to the employees. So succession and promotion, there are part of the reward management. So the decision of whether to promote within or to fill the position, which is from outside of the organization, is, under the decision of the management based on your budget. And if there is simply no available on the current staff, with according to whatever expertise and ability that you really want to do, that's the time that you will go out. You will venture from the external sources. Okay. Now, if there is a time a person or a particular potential in the organization could be trained in the necessary skill, but they will require, say, for example, analysis of the cost as compared to the possible and often less quantifiable benefits, then that's the time that you will say, like, it would be best if we will just train. Yeah. There is someone who we can make use of. So it depends as to, that is why I will really object. Okay. Before the annual budget meeting, the Human Resource Department already has a plan. Usually, the budget meeting of the whole organization will be by November, October. Some are so good, a very well planned strategic human resource or organization. They will have the annual planning or budget meeting basically October, but you basically it will happen November and December for the budget. Okay, some other people who are lazy, they will do budget meeting February next year. That should not be the case. You are planning for the next year. You're supposed to do in the maximum December. Okay, maximum December. So during that budget meeting, most cases had to note that those human resource people are not present. In which case, if that's the case, see the importance of the human resource department to be present supposedly, because whenever there is a new project, you're going to do this deciding with them. Are we going to, like recruit? Say every department are all present there. The human resource are not present. How come? So whenever there will the sales people, like, we want to generate, what's the increase of the target for the sales department? Oh, we have a target of an increase of 10%. As usual, normal 10%. Oh, so meaning to say, if you have a target of 10%, the budget will rise up again. How about you, this department? Blah, blah, blah. Or why you need to have a budget? Say procurement department, why you have a budget additional like this and like that? We want to buy a new, like printing system and so on and like that. So you will calculate again, the cross benefit calculation. How many staff you have? Okay, the budget that you have in your department, is it like equal to the productivity of every member within the organization? And if you dig down deeper, you will eventually learn and know that, this department is just an expense because they're having a very huge amount of budget, and the amount of loads, tasks, functions, the organizational performance. Okay, the organizational performance contribution of this department is like what, 12%? Okay. So those are the things that we can think about, that human resource should be always present, should take an active part in planning the whole organizational budget in order to form a perfect strategic organizational performance. Now, recruitment process. What are the process of recruitment? Uh, if you are a recruiter now, my love, okay, you are part of the human resource process. It is concerning with how you gonna find good applicants. Okay. In effective action by the management, going into the labor market, communicating opportunities and information, and encouraging applicants from outside or suitable candidates. The aims of the recruitment process may be analyzed into the three main concerns of areas. Say, creation of pool suitable candidate, good value, labor market, which is those people who are looking for a job, we are attracting applicants. Now, how can you attract applicants if your company name is well known for ATM? Salary will be ATM till 3 months. Okay, that is why in most cases, have you seen that in Gulf times? Nothing, nobody will post company name. What they will say, the top grade A construction company is looking for a country manager or project manager or scaffolding workshop, ganon. You don't know. And send email to recruitment2025@gmail.com. They cannot put their email address there. It's because those labor market, those applicant pool, if they knew that, this is the company that they are looking, they're so scared that nobody will apply. Why? Because once the public knows that this is the company that looking for or hiring, blah, 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 and you are offering, when you offer salary, you are leading, you are meeting the target, meeting the market, the salaries or rate. They knew all the public that your company is giving the lowest executive secretary 1,800. Oh my God. Then if you will put better for me, I will go for Kadama. I have, free food, free laundry. Okay, you will do like that. Rather than what? Base salary, executive secretary, 1,800. My goodness. Housing, 500. Transportation. So this year, 2025, you will give 1,800. Habibi, not early applicable. That is salary for 2005. Okay? So that's the thing, like uh, how you need to worry that if you can see any potential, either newspaper or whatever that they're putting their company name, they are, they're taking pride, meaning to say we're in good standing in the market. So when you see like looking for them at gmail.com, you know, in both times. Those big ones who can afford because that is 120 or how much now is posting, 40 real, 60 real, 80 real, depends on the size. Okay. Those are highly qualified companies. But if you can see the small medium ones here in the site, the gold type, all on all gmail.com and gmail.com, skilled, maybe trading and contracting, or small. So, but based on that, you will know the kind of companies that you are posting or you are going to apply. Okay, that's the uh, sense there. If that was really huge in governmental companies, you cannot find that in the classified ad. You can find that in the first 3 pages of the banner headline. Have you seen that? Those posts, these companies are looking for this particular position, and in goals times, first, second, third, within that line, okay, first 3 pages, maybe they're like saying Urido, Vodafone, or whatever, like go Weather Forward or North Oil, Qatar Energy, big time, okay, government. They will be putting the recruitment advertisement there. The management of the recruitment process itself. Who are those people within the organization are involved in the recruitment? What are the basis of selection? All right. How are you going to select those people that you're looking? You need to support the recruitment that selection is made on merit and accordance with the stated requirements of each job to be filled. Masi wasta baby. Okay? So when you're hiring, you need to make sure that those are based on the education, not based on the color of the passport. Okay? Not based on, I like this one. And then nothing will come straight to the human resource. The CV is going straight to the general manager. This is the son of, the what's the baby? Okay, so that's the thing. So the recruitment process it should be based on one, two, three. Okay, that is correct. Okay, there is a big question mark in the latter part because usually that is where we fall short. Okay, a systematic approach. The overall aim of the recruitment process in the organization is we want to obtain a quantity and quality of applicants, okay, candidates who are, viable, qualified, required to fulfill the obligations and, standards of the company. Systematic approach to recruitment will involve the following. Now, we want to make sure that there is a detailed human resource planning. We will go back to the basic again. Okay, human resource planning. What is the plan for this department? Okay. We need to know what are the definitions of the resources that we want to in order to meet the objectives of the whole organization. Where is the job analysis? Okay, this is the job analysis. So when I will post in Gold Times, I will say like this and like that because this is what you require for a accountant. Okay, based on the job analysis. In the job analysis, you will have the job description, statement of the component of the task, the person specification. You will describe the kind of person needed to perform the job, and some other appropriate definition of the requirements such as competence or rule definition. So these sometimes you will see that this position is required to travel 1 hour every day. Are you okay with traveling? Are you okay with commuting from your house to that, because you don't know that you will be assigned to Raslapan. Okay? Yeah. And if you are going to Raslapan, you have your allowances. Allowances that spells out a matter of life and death. Okay? They call it hazard pay. Yes. Because when you're working in Raslapan at any given time, tulong like that, well, you have your highest insurance. They will give you insurance if you are located in Raslapan. And medical insurance also because you inhale and all the LPG there. Okay, so there is hazard pay. Okay, that is why like um, there we have some group of like people, friends, are working in Raslakan for how many years? Okay, it will. You cannot expect people who will do like executive attire there. Even you're a lady, they're wearing coveralls, here because it will affect the skin, no, the air there, how it will, condensation, respiration, precipitation there. Okay, it will like create anything, and they're always wearing masks. So don't you know that they will fly out from Doha at exactly 5 o'clock in the morning, or sometimes the bus will leave at 4:30? Imagine that. So we are very privileged. Yeah, they have a lot of money. Maybe they will receive like admin assistant. Maybe they will receive like 12,000 Qatar riyal. Okay, admin assistant, but like waking up 3 o'clock in the morning because you need to get yourself ready for the job for the bus pick up at 4:30. Then you will travel for 1 hour every day, 1 hour coming back, but they're provided with food. Okay, food and all are provided, but of course, high risk. So you say like it's 12,000, like if you're solo flight, no family, nothing, like your life way of thinking is mafi mini mini, okay? Like you're here in your work, no community involvement, you don't have church to go to attend, and you have your community involvement, that's good. But if you have a family and then you do like that, oh my God, not more than 1 year, 2 years, you will get separated from the husband. Okay, because no time and all. Okay, so see, this could be part of the questions when you are hiring people, recruiting. Are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? So don't be offended. Okay, don't be offended, person. What has that something to do with my role, sir? Why you're asking me if I have a boyfriend? Because we do not know the role definition, the competence as well, okay, of one individual that are looking. But if you know that you are only like you are executive secretary, right? Then you will be questioned. Are you married? No, sir. I'm single. Okay, I have a one daughter in Philippines. Do you have a boyfriend? Maybe the manager doesn't mean anything bad, but sometimes it's so difficult to build relationship, and then he knows that soon you have a tendency to get pregnant. That is why most cases, it's like for a long term, there are managers who will say like, I want a middle age, meaning saying what, 35 to 45, something like that. Okay, to work with them. Why? See, Diana, if youngsters, Jen said, maybe you will be late in the morning to clubbing, to like this. Okay, so they will see that. Okay, and the right mind, the ones. So most cases they prefer that, in the middle age, they will look at you like, okay, this lady is fine, from head to toe. Okay, so that is when the context is, like for good, But there are managers also they're looking for, yeah. Okay, they don't need a secretary, they want a flower base in the office. Okay. So that's the thing. So HR, that's your role, okay? In such documents already exist that they may need to update or confirm. You need identification of the vacancy. HRIS, okay, SAM and Oracle. You cannot hire without approval of the vacancy. You need to post your vacancy. It will be approved by the director and whoever will approve that. Once it will be approved, it will go release for open for recruiting. An identification of vacancies from the requirements of the human resource plan or by job requisition, okay, from the department branch. Then it will be approved for the authorization and then it will go good to go for the recruiting. Now you need to evaluate the sources of skills, which again should be identified in the human resource plan. See how important the human resource plan every year, part of the audit, human resource audit and the budget plan. Now what are the source of skills? Okay, you need to identify what are the internal and external sources. It could be reaching to the media, okay, or the job advertisement by the recruitment, okay, team, whatever you want to consider that. Preparation of application of the recruitment information. How in which you need to make sure that you need to post something that will attract. That is our purpose. Main purpose when you are going for recruitment advertisement is to attract the attention and interest of potentially suitable candidates. Do you think like you will post only in the sidewalk, then you print a lot, and then you put there in the wall where you can see it's so Filipino, so looking for unpaid assistant? You will do that? Of course not. You need to lobby in a particular good manpower sources, base, whatever golf talent, whatever hunter, whatever is that. Okay. Give a favorable but accurate impression of the job and the organization. You need to equip interested candidates to make an application, how to whom to apply desired skills, qualifications, so on. We need to make sure the processing application as well prior to the selection process to do the screening first. Okay, you need to reply. There should be an automated. As soon as you receive email from any potential candidates, okay, there should be an auto response. That's when though if you experience that when you send an email and there's an auto reply, meaning this is a very good strategic company. But when you are sending an email to gmail.com, believe me, there's no reply there, okay? And then you said if you are not called within the next 90 days, please consider that you are not successful with your application, but we will keep your CV on file. Yeah. And when you are called for a shortlisting candidate for initial consideration, all right? As an applicant, we need to say a thank you letter. So I will know HR that this person is really like knows the process. I have called for an interview after the interview, meaning to say I am part of the shortlisted candidate. Then the next day, I will write my thank you letter for the opportunity that I have been interviewed. And then in the human resource perspective as well, we need to make sure like we thank you for your presence, last blah blah, blah, depends who comes first. Okay. If you are like after the interview today, if your schedule is 1 and 2, it is expected that you need to inform the candidate that lessons attending your we will inform you in the next 3 days. Basically, it's not 3 days. Wallah, believe me. If they will say 3 days, maybe after a week, okay? So you don't, even if they will say 3 days, just keep breathing and praying because it will usually calls comes after a week, okay? You thought like, oh, nothing happens, but that will be probably run for 1 week. Okay, then okay, you will hear from us after 1 week. If you will not hear after 1 week, applicants don't be pushy also to keep calling. It's, professionalism. If you are not being called, I know that you are very interested to get hired or to get a job. That means that after 1 week, you never receive a call, meaning you are not, successful. Advising applicants of the progress of the application. Wow, sana all. I hope everyone is doing that. Like, hi, Marie. Okay, this is to inform you that we are still on our, selection process. Just wait, huh? No, nobody will say like that. Drawing up a program for the selection process which follows. So the trends towards flexibility and multi-skilling have encouraged slightly different approach, which is oriented more towards a fitting the job to the person. That should not be the case than fitting the person to the job. In a highly innovative market technological environment organizational culture, for example, okay, rigid, what needs to be done is that this person would do best. So in a relatively informal environment, what it means to be, say, fitting the job to the person, or you need to fit the person to the job. It should be the person. Okay. When you see common, okay, and is suitable in most organizations, fairly defined goals and structured. If I will go for fitting the job to the person, meaning to say, ah, yeah, representative. Yeah, we need an immediate, really immediate someone who will start here because nobody is, facing the client. Ah, I have a was baby. I have one friend, okay, but she graduated in she graduated in fine arts. Fine arts. Give me CV. No experience, just fresh graduate of fine arts. Will do that for customer service because they want someone to do the job, fitting the job to the person. We will just train. We will just train. No, no problem. He's smart. Okay. You are making sure that that person can cover up, okay, with the job because you want this job to be filled by someone, whoever is that. We will just train until that person will become the job description of the job. That is wrong. Okay. It should be when you're looking for a particular position, you are looking based on the job analysis. What long hair, full black, waistline 28 maximum. Okay. So you need to find that person. So you need that person to fit into that job. Because when she is sitting there, no need for you to train. Because why? This is the perfect candidate I have seen based on this. That person is fit to do the job. Is that this job okay for you? You know this? Problem. Yeah, no problem. You know, no problem. We will just teach you. Because you are not getting people based on those plans. All right? Recruitment policy and best practices of them self-explanatory. A typical recruitment policy, maybe you have an internal advertisement for the vacancy, efficient and courteous processing, fair. That is self-explanatory. Let's move to job analysis. Okay. What are the uses of the job analysis? We know that the job analysis are the tasks What are the essential characteristics, okay, of the job? Process of examining a job to identify the component parts, the circumstances performed. The product of the analysis is usually the job specification because it will detail there the perfect qualification of the job and other relevant factors of the social and physical environment. Now, why it is very important that each position has a job analysis. Try on Sunday, or if you have work tomorrow or on Sunday, try. Hello, ma'am. Can I have my job analysis? What is that? Okay. So in your profile, in your personal data sheet or your employee file, there should be like your personal data sheet, application form, okay? And then you have your CV there. And then the first thing, the first page is supposed to be your job analysis. So meaning to say, okay, this Maria Hibuk. This Maria Hibuk is a document controller, and this is her, okay, the job analysis, blah, 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 document controller to reporting to which department, salary grade, level, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this department has specifications, 2-year graduate, blah, 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 or a graduate of any business related with 5 years experience, like this. So you have that. So what's the purpose, usage of the job in recruitment and selection, for your appraisal, for your training program? Am I going to increase you or not? Are you qualified for a 9,000? Okay. Risk, eliminating risk. Okay. Identifying hazards of the job. Oh, this one supposedly, this job should be the weight of this person should be, well, or you're gaining weight. I will tell her, please lose weight because as per your job analysis, okay, you need to be only like 70 kg because you're going to, you're going to climb stairs, like ladder. Okay, to put the box file there. The ladder is 80 kg. You will say like, let's use the job analysis as an example. Mitigating, eliminating risk, okay, in reorganization of the organization structure. So this is very helpful for you guys. This page is very helpful why you need to have a job analysis. What is the content of the job analysis? Okay. Let's see where we go. My God. Okay. So content of the job analysis. Hold on. My God. Recruitment is so long, It has almost 50 pages. Let's make it fast. The content of the job analysis, you have your initial requirements of the employee, duties and responsibilities, environment and conditions of the job, and social factors of the job. Imagine there's also social factor, which determines what are the size of the organization. So content of the job analysis, if you wanted to, like digest more and Okay, those who are online, please bear with us. All right. There's some technical error here. Hold a sec. Let me try to share with you. All right. Okay. So that's the thing. All right. Now, you need the observation of the working practice when you need to identify where the jobs are relatively routine or is it like repetitive kind, okay? Questionnaires and interviews. You can, in order for you to build a comprehensive kind of job analysis, you can do that. For jobs with longer task cycles, okay, you can use the questionnaires and interviews. The job holder would be asked to explain, describe, and quantify. That is the reason why you said, like, Mom, can I have my job analysis? I want to update my, CV, and I need to make sure that, to see if I am, doing exactly what is in my job analysis. Believe me, they will select me. No, every company will not. You will message me on Sunday, Madam. I don't have the analysis there in the office in the report. Only the CP I have. So when you do your performance appraisal, what's the basis then? Why you give me this one? But from cri- job analysis is a criteria for judging. Okay? Miss Universe, 5'8" tall, okay? Weighing 50 kg, something like that. Where is that? So meaning to say, when you do your performance appraisal, it's just like uh, whenever I feel like it. I am your manager whenever I feel like it because there is no standards. Okay? You never set standards. Now, diaries, timesheet, and other self-recording techniques, okay, that could be part of, how you're gonna do your job analysis, what are the things that you need to put there. So it's really a comprehensive development, you know, a profile, okay, of yourself. Now, include critical incidents, okay, what are the do's and the don'ts as well. You can do that. Now, the job description, okay, job description, uh, purposes of the job description, you need to decide as what are the skills that is needed, technical, okay, self-explanatory as well. Job description, job or position at a given time. It could be dynamic, subject to change and variation, okay, because every year maybe they will change as per maybe the company are growing, they need to be a high caliber individual. So of course, or the job description should be changed, because like you can say like I need to see my job analysis. It's because I am doing a lot of ad hoc. eh, I have a lot of tasks that is I juggle my work. I'm handling blah blah blah. So my job analysis, like to see. Okay. Then you can see your job analysis like, my God, this is only my job analysis, but I'm doing like only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing 1 to 100. Okay, you will say like that. Okay, now to determine rate of pay, okay, that's we have done that. So what are the contents of the job description? You will see that the job title, summary, scope, content, what's your responsibility and authority, okay, relation of the job, conditions of employment opportunities, expected results, and your qualifications. Usually the job description, when you go to a company who are giving you an offer letter and at the back there's a late contract and all your that's it. Okay. If you don't have a job analysis, you then refer to your offer, job offer, contract. Okay, job contract. Because usually based in the job contract is not just our job contract from the labor department, it's just a one page. Okay. But the offer letter that you're receiving, especially if you belong from an oil and gas, like, there's an offer there. It's like, oh my God, it's really a contract, And there you can see your specification and job description. That would be good, okay, if there is something like that. If you're receiving, the old-fashioned way back 19 in my, in my years of experience, one page, job offer, leave as per na level mo. Transportation as per Kakarlibolong. No, that is the there is no more, like housing as per Kakarlibolong. They are just putting as per Kakarlibolong, vacation, medical as per Kakarlibolong. What you can see depends, okay? One page only. Okay? Date of joining like this. There are offer letters that are very profound, like very comprehensive. There are offer letter also that is just one page. Okay? Now, what are the limitations of the job description? According to Townsend, they're only suited for jobs and where the work is largely repetitive. Jobs are likely to be constantly changing. Okay, so the job description might be changed as well. Job descriptions stimule flexibility and encourage demarcation dispute where people adhere strictly to the content of the job description. Whatever the job description, no, that's not my job. No, I will not do that. There are, people are doing that. Huh? Why am I doing that? It's not my job. Okay? Because people are so, like they put their mindset knowing that these are only their jobs. Okay. Where job description are used, and it should be remembered that a job description is like a photograph or image, okay, frozen at one point in time, needs constant and negotiated revision. So if your job description, my lab, is 10 years ago, you never updated that, please update that. Then the human resource pa. In my job description, only 1 to 8, ma'am, my job functions. Now, ma'am, 1 to 50. So please update. A job description should be secondary in importance to customer requirement, okay, quality improvement or problem solving. There are there are projects even, when you are into projects, when they tender bid, they're even attaching CVs of the engineers, okay? Attaching CVs of the project engineers. Because if I want to sign, if I will trust my project to you, I need to make sure that your people are highly competitive. You know, you understand? So all those certification, ISO, and the qualification of your staff are highly caliber. That is why where you see the parcels international, EPO, when they have their projects with Ashgal, and especially if that is European and American contractor, they are doing that. Okay, they just making sure that those people who are handling my projects are very well competent. So see, if your company doesn't have, "Sir, can you please make your new CV? Put this kind of qualification." You will say it out. Example of the job description. Okay. So this is your job description. You can follow that. Share content. Okay. The job analysis. Sorry. This is job analysis. Alternative for job description, you have your goal, competence, role definition. Then when you talk about those are the alternative terminology of job description. You can say accountability profile or competence, goal, role definition. Person specification, ideal candidate. You can say, this is the ideal candidate. All right. Models for person specification. Uh, there's a 7-point and 5-point, but whatever you prefer, you can refer to this page. But here you can say like what is essential, what is desirable, what is contraindicated. So it is essential that, like if you're a cashier, you can put there a specification like, you need to you need to submit a police clearance, okay, or CID clearance for them to know that you are not involved with whatever cases that could be, okay, that is very essential because you can say like honest, I'm honest, sir. You cannot say like that unless the human resource or the recruiter is very smart enough to do testing, like psychological testing to see if how honest you are or not. Okay. Desirable, reasonable, pleasant manner. So based on the 7-point of Roger, we have physical attributes, attainment, general intelligence, special aptitudes, interest, disposition, and background. These are very qualitative, okay? Like impact on others, of course, very, qualitative, okay? Motivation, adjustment. Contraindicated when it comes to the feature of the job specification. Some features are actively disadvantaged, such as inability to work in a team when acting as a project leader. There are people like me, I really don't like to work as a, like, it's okay for me if you will give me teammates that has the same, like, dedication. But if there are people like that, okay? But if you will give me a group of team and then you will say like, no, no, like, you are not on the same wavelength. You're not on the same, like, strength or motivation. You don't feel like it. And you are especially if you're the type of person who really wants not to settle less, like you really want to accomplish the best what you can do, you know? So that's the thing. So better for me to work alone rather than I have one, two, three, but then what are you doing? Then you're not doing your job. Okay. It's okay to work as a team, provided that I am sure that you are really highly competent. That I am, confident to work with them. Like, okay, I don't have an headache, or somebody will lead me, or somebody will, guide me, or whatever is that the things that I don't know. Now, there are also limitations for personal specifications. As an example, we suggest that a wide number of variables may be included in a personal specification, or if not used flexibly, however, the specification fails to involve. Now, there is an example here for personal specification as a customer account manager. So if you're a customer account manager, you need to be, okay, what is essential? Why these physical attributes are very essential for customer account manager? Because you are the one who will always deal with the client. You will choose an account manager who is introvert. How do you say? Okay. Who will deal with the client. So it should be thick face. Those kind of person who can raise them to life. Okay. Take clear speech, well groomed, good health. Okay. Attainment. Okay. These are all. Contraindicated, chronic ill health, and sense, those are the things that A levels, okay, English, math, blah, 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 degree marketing, should be smart. Experience of supervision or retail environment is not really necessary. You should have, okay? It's not that, it's like cannot be, okay? You have, because you're an account manager, okay, you need to have this experience, okay? Hi, see, look at the intelligence. It's not about how to solve mathematics, but the high intelligence there is verbal, because account manager, they know how to bullshit clients. Okay, they need to do, like, oh, the best life in the world. Salespeople, they are the ones who so good. Yeah, they will make the color orange to be red. Okay. Disposition, team player, social. So you can see here, when you are creating a kind of job specification, you have three categories. What are the essential factors? What are the desirable? Desirable 50-50, could be, could not be. That is why they say like, we are looking for English communication, but we prefer, if you know Arabic, we prefer Arabic, meaning to say, it's desirable. Okay, they desire, have, don't want. Okay, that is where the job specification falls when it comes to essential and desirable. Okay, competence profile. Competence profile are the so-called another term for your specification. Okay, competence framework, key success factors. Okay, you're based on your definitions or profiles based on the key factors given business sector, okay, how you will benchmark and so on. The advantage of competence-based profile include the following. They can be linked, okay, what are the advantages? You can link that directly to the strategic objective of the organization, reflect best practice, okay, as you are going to post that CV of yours, okay, to the tenders, for example. They are flexible in the face of changing conditions and requirements, easy, all right? So, you're going to define competence, okay, each of your position. These are the set of behavioral patterns, okay, within the company, within uh, every functions, every role, okay? Incumbent needs to bring a position in order to perform its tasks and functions with competence. Okay. Yeah, like say for example of the competence, I would say secretary can type 60 words per minute. Okay. That is your job specification based on the competence profile. Okay. Can write say for example, can create a very expert in tender submission. You can say like that, or can make a comprehensive, or can knows how to draft minutes of the meeting. Okay, so what are the recruitment methods and media? A number of methods in the external recruitment. Number of methods are available to organizations to contact and attract potential candidates, and this can be summarized as follows as your point of reference. What are the methods, and these are the advantages or disadvantages, and how you're going to evaluate. Okay. Now, say for example, recruitment because you are collaborating with manpower sources. Okay, those recruitment agencies. Okay, now you have previous recruitment advertisement, general employer branding, uh, inexpensive, pre-selected enthusiasm. So those are the criterias. Those are the deliverables, measurement, how you will find good recruitment companies. Okay. Evaluation, how you will evaluate, they should be inexpensive. Okay. One, there is no disadvantage in there, but existing contacts, existing contacts like your employees, referrals, all right? So you can have the previous people who apply. Choose candidate number one, okay? So you can find that referrals from the family and so on. So it's in existing contacts and referrals. Those are um external recruitment sources. Okay, external recruitment sources. Now, e-recruitment, you can go for social media, okay? Anywhere, even Instagram, TikTok, okay? You can do that, all of that. They search, facilitate communication, and complete recruitment application. If you have your intranet, it's easy. Okay, just send the link, and most cases, the easiest, okay, the better. I really don't like, I don't know, but most of the government, there's a lot of, especially like US-based company, as if even the name of your neighbor, okay, the Karama number, they will put there. I really don't like that. When you are looking for recruitment, make it as simplest form. Like email, mobile, CV. That's it. Have you tried applying in the US-based companies? Voila. My God. Oh my God. The name of your, there's a lot, drop down and so on. Why can't you just ask when you hire me already? So it's like maybe they will put that in their data, like data board. And I don't know, but before you finish the application, your data already finished. If you're applying using your mobile data, kala, 50 real done already finished. Oh my God. So the advertising is to home in on the target market labor, so you can do that. All right, the recruitment of advertisement, whatever it is, whatever platform you're using. So advertisement based on information set out in the job description. You say you put the organization's name, okay? If you're proud to put, but if you're hiding, you cannot offer a good salary, then that is why there's a construction company in Raslafat, okay? You was in Abu Shamal, okay? the job, what's the job, or some other reasons why is they don't want to inform the incumbent that he or she is going to be fired, you know? We don't know. That is why they're not putting their names, okay? Conditions, qualification, and experience, rewards, and application. Okay, those are what are the important points that you are going to put when you are advertising a position. If you will read all this kind of advertisement, then of course everyone want to apply. Why I want to apply? Very well structured. From that advertisement alone, I can say that holiday, you know, is very good. So the end of the recruitment process is applications by suitable qualified process. Okay. So what are they are you can feel that visible that this is what they're this is the kind of person that they're looking for because they spell out already. So during the person application, there are unsolicited or email, walk-in, okay, or other inquiry, or as what I have discussed, there are a lot of application form that are so tedious to do. So as much as possible, you can only make it like simple. Okay, just make it simple. Put the name, okay, position required, put your cover letter, and then attach a CV, send. Then it's easy for us to, for the applicant as well. Your curriculum vitae, your resume, okay, covering letter, it's very important that, if you want to cover covering letter is for them to gir, you can see the mind. But again, you cannot, there is no use of the cover letter because the cover letter made by the applicant copy paste from the www.google.com. So it's not, it's not helpful. So that is why CV is okay. CV, send me a CV. Then, if you want to test, then give a call. Okay, like you base the initial screening from the telephone calls, at least right then and there. When you talk about resume, it's one piece of paper, but when you talk about curriculum vitae, it's like huge file. Okay, the application form or CV will be used to find a relevant information about the applicant. You need to decide um the initial sifting stage. Imagine you are like a flower. You're going to be sifted. Okay, whether the applicant is obviously unsuitable for the job, you can do your calls. Okay, like um, elimination, pre-elimination, whether the applicant might be of the right caliber or worth inviting to interview. The application form will be designed by the organization. It should be illicit information, managerial, interpersonal, should be convey a professional image, accurate, or it should elicit any information required to enable. So there's a lot of things that you can refer in by analyzing the kind of CV resume that you will be getting. Internal recruitment, in the internal recruitment, it's just like a grapevine. Once you get the information out to your staff, alam ko, department. So methods of internal recruitment, meaning to say you are informing your employees that you are looking for this particular position. Advertising for self-applicants, you will solicit recommendations from the supervisors, referrals, or formal succession. Most of these methods incur little extra cost because it's just here, okay? Being based on existing, but if you want to save cost, we are looking for, so at least you are only working within the family members, someone knows whom you know. Example, basic application form is given in the book. If, as you can see, part of the application is like PDF, personal data sheet, you can use that. Now, how we will evaluate recruitment, okay? There are performance indicator when you evaluate. I told you, right? That if you want to make sure that, yes, uh, when you are going to say, make sure that I made a successful recruitment for this wonderful lady. Total numbers of applicants received. Then time taken to locate the applicants, how many the moment. So 1 week only application. And then you get the CVs. On the next following week, you should have to do your interview. Within 2 weeks, you need to identify that there is someone who do the, to sit in that particular position. You need to, the evaluation of recruitment and selection procedure will aim to determine whether the procedure succeeded in getting a suitable person into the job at the time when the person was required and acceptance cost at more strategic level. It determines whether recruitment is succeeding in achieving the organizational overall human resource plan. Cost per applicant. Is there any cost per applicant? Time, okay, sending email and so on. Time taken to process application. Those are the performance indicator, okay, ABC. Make sure as well that what are the uh, things that, if it's okay, I can evaluate that my recruitment outcome. Times when you are recruiting people abroad, that is really costly, because, before Qatar Petroleum will call out people from their own country to come over here and do the interview. Imagine, yeah, that's the way back 2000, yeah, 2000 or 19.